Good day. In this video, we are going to look at how we can use Hospitech in a laboratory industry. And we are going to be making use of two browsers for the super admin account and then the cashier account and lab account, laboratory account. So we are going to alternate with Firefox. But the super admin account will be the Microsoft Edge. So you can see this is Firefox and this is Edge. All right, so let's log in. Let's use the Edge for the super admin. All right, so let's log in with the Edge super admin. The password is password 1234. Let's confirm that. And this is a domain account. So we've logged in the super admin. So this is the super admin account. So the super admin can actually do everything. And of course, it is also good to bear in mind that this is a complete hospital software, but can just be used separately for just a laboratory. Right, so let's have a scenario that a patient visits. Okay, even before that, let's look at the test template that we have here. We have some test templates. We only have the full block count. You can add more. You can see the department is hematology, the test is FBC, the parameters are these MCH, WBC total, lymphocyte, HP, and PCV. So you can add more parameters, more templates. From here you enter the department. If it's microbiology, you enter. If it's anything, you enter the parameter, the unit, the range, and if the range is none, if there's no range, you just simply leave it as empty. All right, so this is where you enter the templates. So and then when a patient visit, let's say a patient's visit, we do it from the patient management, so but let's do this with, I just want to show us this template using the super admin account. So let's log in into the cashier account using the Firefox. Cashier, password 1234, and of course you have the choice to change your password to whatever thing that you want. All right, so you change it from here, update password, and then go ahead and change it. So a patient visit, let's say a patient, let's say a Fanny or something, you want to do full block count test or any other test that you have or that you take care of. So you go to register new patient. We only have one patient here, Cynthia Manuel. So let's register new patient. Let's say Ifani Aki or whatever. Phone number, you enter gender, male. Address, if you don't want to enter all this one, you just put dash. Date of birth, email you can skip. State of origin, dash. This one, dash. Tribe, you can put others. If you don't want to be specific, too specific. Occupation, you enter. Religion, you can just also use others. Country, you can just put Nigeria, anything here. So that's all you need. You just register the patient. Right, register. So this patient have been registered successfully, so it will come up now. So let's say the patient want to do full block count, but of course you need to go into the patient progress note. So we go into the patient's progress note for And also bear in mind that you can search by name or by folder number. Any of the above is also applicable. So this is a hospital distance, so you don't need to bother about filling vitals, filling consultations. All right, you can just go straight to attach treatment plan. Right, so you can just leave this as the doctor's dash treatment plan. You can select lab. So the tests, so all the tests that you have, all the templates that you have as a laboratory personnel, we all come here. So but in our case, we only have the full blood count, so we just select it and we say attach. Okay, so these have been attached successfully. All right, so if you look at his history, so this test is now in his history, but notice that the payment status is still not paid. So by that, we will not be able to effectively upload the results of this test. So the lab people can do little or nothing about this particular test. So there, of course, we need to see this in action. So let's log in as the lab. Let's log out. Then this is cashier. Let's log in as the lab, and let's see what the lab people have. So lab people have access to the progress notes. They can see this, So now the payment have not been made, but the lab people can see. If we look at this unfinished investigation, all right, let's look at the unfinished investigation. The lab people can see this thing, can see this test, so they can see that they have something to do. But look at the test here, FBC, but the payment status is not paid, so they cannot do anything here. They cannot upload the result, but they can see the test. So they may go ahead to start doing the test, but of course they cannot upload the result. All right, so if they also look at finished investigation, this is the investigation that have been paid for, and the results have also been uploaded. All right, so and the laboratory cannot be able to work like the cashier, except if you configure them to function like the cashier, or if you want the cashier to also do this laboratory functionality, you can also include laboratory access to the cashier. All right, so let's make payments for this particular lab, so that when we come to this unfinished investigation, we can be able to see it paid, and something we can now upload the result. But at least we have seen now that there is something. The lab people have seen now that there is something that they need to do. Now if you also go to this treatment plan, we can see that there is something that have not been attended to by the lab people. So you can see that something is here in the treatment plan, so they will know that there is something that they need to do. All right, so if we also come to the dashboard of the laboratory lab people, we can also see that they have one pending action, total unfinished investigation 1, total. So they have unattended something 1, and unfinished something also 1. All right, so let's log out and still log back in as the cashier. So let's still log in as the cashier. All right, so of course the cashier cannot be able to see. You see, cashier cannot see anything because it's not in his desk. That is this treatment plan. The cashier can't see it because it's not what they need to attend to. But of course the cashier will just, so if the person now want to make payment, So the cashier can just go to the patient record. All right. Okay, it's even still here, sir. Let's just check it out here. So not paid. So let's say make payment. So you can see make payment button here. You click on it. So it's a service payment. All right. So you select the correct test. Investigation, that's FBC, or you can just click here. All the tests will come out. All the tests will just line up here. But in our case, we only have only one. So that's why we are seeing only one. We have already added the price and the rest of them before this video. So let's add it to the cart. The FBC 6,121. So let's go to checkout. You can see the investigation reference number 214. Also look at it here, 214. All right. So this reference number must be the same thing with this. So the system will know the payment to track or to work on. Do you get? So this is also the patient folder number. It also matches with what we have here. Patient's folder number, you see, 825. All right. So let's go ahead and finish it. Okay, let's say cash or whatever, transfer, POS, so on. So 6,000 is standard, balance is 0. So let's finish transaction.
Thank you for patronizing us.
So the payment have been made. So you can see the receipts generated very, very neatly with all the details. All right. So you can print the receipt for the patient, or you can just close this. So it's all set now. So if we return back to this place, we can go ahead and close this payment tab. So you can see now that the payment status have changed to paid. So meaning that this lab have been paid for, but the result is here to be uploaded. Can the cashier do that? The cashier can do that except you give them the authorization to function as a lab agent or lab personnel. All right. So aside that, the cashier cannot do what the lab people do. So let's log in as a lab personnel. So lab. Sorry. So we've logged in. All right. So let's go to unfinished investigation. We will see it here now. You can see now that it's now paid. All right, and we can now upload the results. So the lab people will now click here, upload result for these patients and FBC, and now method. So the preferred method for most lab people is this form-based investigation result. So they will just have to fill up the parameters, and then after filling the parameters, they upload the result and then print it out for the patient or the client. So we select this. You can see update FBC result. All right. If we have multiple results, you can see update FBC result, comma, whatever test, comma. They will just be there for you. So, but in this case, it's just one. So we open it up. So you can see a nice generated form with letterhead. So you have to update your own letterhead. So if we should go to the super admin with the edge, you can see that we do this from the setting. If we come to setting, configure logo and this and this and this, so you can see that we have where we can set the letterhead. You scan it up, you do this, and even your logo, you can change this to your company's logo, so it will not be bearing our software name, Hospitech. So you can change it to your hospital or your lab logo, and you work with it. So the choice is yours. So let's return back to our lab account. So you can see now that we have the FBC. So let's get let's fill up the results efficiently. So you say, so we see PCV can be 36. All right, HP I'll be HP. Do they even have a, okay, HP? Okay, this is not even supposed to be HP. It's supposed to be HB, but you can always update it if need. So you can say, let's say 11.9. So let's say this one, let's say 47. Let's say WBC total. So let's say that this one is 78. Let's say that the MCH is 24. This one, let's say that the value is 44. So all this range should come from the template that we have already configured on the system. So having done this, we can just update the result, and the result is now updated successfully. So anytime we come to this patient account, we can just, so if the patient comes back tomorrow, okay, before that, so if we say print result, you can see now that we should have a large printer for that. So let's say this one. So you can see now that you can see our nice this thing. But I recommend Chrome for this result, because Chrome will make it to look better. All right, so I highly recommend that you use Chrome for this, not Firefox. Firefox is somehow. So so that is all. So after this, you can just go back. So if the client comes back tomorrow, okay, so if we should check this unfinished investigation, none should be here. We don't expect any. So you see, we have done everything and we have printed it. So it has, the record have left the unfinished and now go to finished. So whenever we go to finish, we can always see it there. So if a patient comes back and say, I misplaced my result, can you help me and print it again? Of course, the lab person can do that. Okay, so okay, if we even go to this treatment plan, nothing should be here again, because we have attended to this. Unattended is now attended, like we have attended to what was here before. So it have actually left here. So if the person should come back again, so you can just go to this. You want to reprint the result for the person, you can just go to this, upload this. Okay, this guy, let's click on here. So let's select, I think you even need to see, okay, let's click on here. We want to reprint the result for the patient. Let's click on here, let's say here. So you can see now that what we did before is still there, saved. So if we should click on print, it should print out the result again for us. So it's very efficient. With our letterhead, our nicely designed letterhead should just be here above. So I think that will be all for this video. So if we should log in as the, okay, if we should check as the super admin, let's even look at the patient record. All right, so let's even search for, let's say, Ifani. So you can see now that only Ifani will come out, or all the Ifani will now come out. You now select the one that you want. All right, so if we should go to progress notes, let's look at this again. You can see now that the laboratory this thing excuse me, is now green. That means it has been uploaded successfully. So you can see the status have also changed. So you can also view the results from here, from the progress notes. Okay, so the cashiers can also view the results from here. So if I should say view FBC results. You can also view it from here without going through the laboratory route. Alright, you can also even copy the link, send to the client. Whenever they open the link, let's say they open the link from their WhatsApp, the result should also still come out. Let me try that again.